Nose and numbers.
Yeah, nose and numbers. You haven't done thank you. You do thank you after. All right, tell me what you found. Tell me how it was for you.
Thank you worked a lot better.
No felt like stiffness?
Yeah.
My emotional state changed.
Yeah, it certainly does, doesn't it? Fear, exactly. And as fear escalates, we wind up with more internal tension, and we do get plumpier and get stiffer. That's right. What else did you find?
Yes, so I think you got a lot smoother. You're able to comprehend more openness.
Perceptive field widens. For me, I agree. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Very odd sensation. And you can train thank you all the way to the floor. He's getting me. Thank you, 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 including the ukimi. And I suggest you do it that way, so that you keep the perceptual field as wide open and emotionally positive through the entire engagement, all the way to the ground. So even when you're getting got, to train that internal reflex. Again, it's an internal reflex for ukimi that we're interested in. That ukimi side of the equation is huge. And this accepting of energy without putting internal resistance into it is also huge. So when you do it, when you experiment with this on your own, I suggest take the ukimi sometimes, and as it's coming on you, continue with the thank you all the way down, even when you're getting got, even when you're being slaughtered. Because you want to stay open to it. You don't want to close off your mechanisms of perception. You don't want to get more contracted and limited internally when you do this stuff. You want to be more expansive when you do it. Cool? What else did you find? Yeah.
And it has a disheartening effect on the attacker.
Yes. Devastation.
They beat you up and it's like, thank you.
That's right. That's right. The guy takes a swing at you and you're like, this, thank you. And they're like, what? Non sequitur is very powerful in real self-defense situation too. A whole lot of the whole fighting scenario thing. You're looking at me, and you go into some random non sequitur, often it diffuses. So there's the things where you say, the guy's eyeballing you, and it's looking like a fight's brewing, and you start spouting poetry. They don't know what the hell to do with that. You know? Or you start, thank you, yes, thank you, right, thank you, thank you, thank you. And they think you're a crazy person. And they don't know how to attack a crazy person because you're not playing the game right. You're not doing the, hey, motherfucker thing. Right. You say, yeah, what's 12 times 2? Can you tell me? It's like, what? 12 times? Well, sure, I can tell you that story. It takes it out of the condition that is growing around the situation, and the situation itself shifts. Thank you is very disconcerting. It's more than that, though. It has a quality to it that I think is very interesting. I came up with this as a basic experiment after reading about the life of Sakaku Takeda and Ueshiba in Amder's book, Hidden in Plain Sight. And he goes into Takeda, the Daito-Ru teacher, was a paranoid guy. He'd been through a huge amount of trauma. He had a huge amount of internal turmoil. He had a great amount of talent and skill, but he was also paranoid. And it made him nuts. It made him hard to get along with, and hard for people to live with him, and hard for people to interact with him. He had a very small number of people that actually got what he had to offer him, because it was, how do you deal with this paranoid kind of crazy stuff, right? So much trauma in his childhood erupted into his life. He had a hard time making bonds with people. He had a hard time trusting anybody with the secrets that he was doing, you know. And probably the peak in his psychological skill set would have to be into the neutral thing, you know. If he was in what they said, if he would play sumo and it was a sport and there were defined rules, he could actually enjoy it. He could smile and have a good time. But all other martial arts training, he was the monster. He just did the monster thing. He had the monster energy. That was it. I think Ueshiba did 180 degrees off that. He became a holy man with it. He was interested in a really transcendental place. He was interested in positive energy that would shape the world around him. He wanted to make the world into one family. He wanted to create peace where there was disharmony. And that was an energetic thing. It wasn't just an idealistic kind of deal. He thought that had to do with generating positive energy and then sending it out and sharing it with parts of the world that needed it. Like shooting a magic wand, exactly. It's kind of what his mindset is about. And what did he say? He said, you got to train joyfully. You got to train with this positive affect. You got to emotionally evoke this thank you thing, this gratitude thing. So I'm just doing what he's saying, literally. I'm just dumb enough to say, okay, well, let's just do this literally and feel what it's like. Because what it is like, to me, is it opens it up really wide. And you're able to have an enjoyable practice even when you're getting God. And you're able to accommodate whatever stresses are being piled on you. Because your own internal resistance is trying to say yeah instead of no. To say good instead of bad. To say yes, please, thank you. Instead of the Takeda thing. Because how we place our minds in the face of conflict, how we place our bodies, how we place our subconscious, is the survival stuff. It's not the survival stuff on tour. I've said that, I've said it too many times today already. But uke, how we accept energy and let it flow through us. The big and beauty. Okay? We'll do more of the weird stuff in the morning. Or I can do some more tonight for the evening class. But, because I got a few more fun things that we did this morning to track with you too. But I think this uke thing is very valuable, and I'm glad it came up today. All right? Any questions? Any comments? Any unsolicited political advice? Okay, well, let's bow out. So we have a little break time before the Dojo starts. And you can, mat is open. Play all you like. Joe's about 6, and you're going to share some Joe with us there, Jim?